Hi, and welcome to the Aletihad English podcast. Today we're sat here with Dr. Elise Marquis, the director of YAS SeaWorld Research and Rescue Center. She's going to tell us a little bit about her research and the importance of aqua conservation here in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Elise. Can you tell us a little bit about how the research center came to be and, the history of this place?
Well, thanks for having me, Khaled. I'm very, very glad to be invited in this podcast to talk about the center and the work we're doing here. So the center, we just been open for a bit more than a year now, but we are, the creation of the center is really much as long as the creation of the YAS, the SeaWorld YAS Island Abu Dhabi. It was part of the design from the start to have the park itself, but something that will give a bit more of a commitment towards the preservation of the marine environment of Abu Dhabi and the UAE. And this was the center. The center is based on 3 pillars: research, rescue, and education. And it's what we are doing here. So really since the start, Miral and SeaWorld came together and thought that, yes, there would be a park, the SeaWorld YAS Island Park, but there will be a center as well to go a bit further towards the marine conservation efforts.
Of course. Your research is really centered around seagrass, particularly in the Arabian Gulf region. Why should anyone care about this, about seagrass? Is it just another seaweed, or why is it so important?
It's a very good question, and I'm so glad that we are able to talk about seagrass, because I guess seagrass, as you said, doesn't look that important or even pretty if we don't look at it so much. A lot of focus on corals and coral reef, which is great, of course, very important habitats, but actually seagrass, and especially seagrass here in the region, are also a very, very important habitat for the marine life. You may have heard of dugongs. We have a large population of dugong here in Abu Dhabi. Well, they feed exclusively on seagrass. So if there was no seagrass, then there would be no dugong. That's as simple as that. So this is one important reason, I guess, to just preserve those large species, preserve the biodiversity of the Arabian Gulf, that we are looking at the seagrass ecosystem themselves. But seagrass have also a very important and crucial role in the nowadays fight against climate change, because same as mangrove, they will capture the carbon to create energy with the sunlight, but then they will sink that carbon in their root. That means that they have that capability to sink the CO2 that is too much of it in our atmosphere, and that will sink it and keep it, sequester it in their roots. So it's a blue carbon ecosystem, as we call it. So very important role in the overall climate change fight.
From what I understand, the seagrass in the Arabian Gulf is a little bit special. It gives it a little bit of an importance around the world. Is it, because it's able to resist intense temperatures? Could you explain that for us?
Well, the Arabian Gulf is such a unique environment, marine environment. I've been here for 17 years, and I fell in love first sight with the Arabian Gulf because, again, undervalued. People don't think much about the Arabian Gulf, maybe don't see the value of it, but actually, because of its very harsh condition, very large range of temperature, it could be that nothing can live in that water, right? But actually there is a large biodiversity, a lot of species living in this water. And so what we're trying to do is to understand how those species cope with such harsh environment. And that will give us clues to know how to better protect the species living here, but as well that will give keys to the scientists around the world to understand how the species elsewhere may adapt or not adapt to the rising temperature of the sea that we are experiencing everywhere. So again, a lot of focus on corals, and that's been because they're colorful, because they're very important habitats. But we will do the same with seagrass here in the center.
And can you take us a little bit through, the research at the moment? Are you partnered with anyone around Dhabi? And, what's the next phases of the research? Can we look forward to anything being published soon?
Yeah, well, we are working hard. We are a very small team, but we are working with a lot of different collaborators, whether they're here in Abu Dhabi, the Environment Agency. Abu Dhabi is a very strong partner for us. We are working very closely with a team at the New York University, Abu Dhabi as well. We have also students coming from other universities, so we have that very strong link with different universities around the UAE. And of course, we have collaborators elsewhere, outside, in Australia, in Europe, in the US. So it's yes, we're here, but it's very much a large network that we have in terms of research, but rescue is the same as well. And yes, we did already present some of the results, especially seagrass, to the last World Seagrass Conference. The next one will be happening here in Abu Dhabi. So it's a very big event and such an opportunity for us. So we will be part of that for sure. There is a few other initiatives coming up about seagrass globally, which we should be part of it. So there will be more to talk about seagrass on that. And by the way, I will just say it now because it's coming up in January. We will have a science talk. We have our monthly science talk, and with a different topic every month. January, seagrass. We'll have a very, very good speaker coming from the center, from the Environment Agency Abu Dhabi, and the UN as well, coming to talk to us about seagrass. So yeah.
I just want to leave you on the last question. You said you'd been here for 17 years. How have you seen the attitudes towards marine conservation change? Have you seen them evolve over time?
Yeah, well, yes, it's been quite a journey. I think you can see that everywhere. There are those environmental initiatives coming up from the government, from different non-governmental groups, or from the universities. People are really wanting to be part and take part and do something for the environment. The success of the science talk, it's really showing that people are interested, wants to learn, and wants to be active. We have a beach cleanup coming up. A lot of people are already registering. It will be on the 16th of November. Everything is on our website to register. I have good hope. Yes, 17 years ago it was not a topic. Marine conservation was not very much interesting people. But nowadays I see the students, I see the schools, I see it's there. So it's just a matter of us playing the role of engaging the community, getting people all together, giving them knowledge, sharing our discoveries and so on, and giving them the tools to be active and protect the environment as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. Really appreciate it. Thank you.